the glamour of being a football writer. I'm in a car park, as you can see, in an hotel in Marbella. And I'll tell you why in a minute, but that's where I was watching the Europa League final. Atletico Madrid deserved to win. There were a couple of incidents happening in the first 20 minutes or so of the game. Of course, Marseille started playing well, but there's a big difference between playing well and being competitive. Atletico Madrid are competitive. They knew they had to suffer, and they did so in the first minutes. The injury to Payet obviously made things worse for Olympique de Marseille. But from the moment that they scored with, of course, Griezmann, then they were in charge. The rest of the first half, after the first goal, were calm for Atletico Madrid. And again, the difference between playing well and competing is that Atletico Madrid knew the weaknesses at that point of Marseille, and in the first 10 minutes of the second half, they applied themselves to destroy them. And they did exactly that. Great combination with Koke, who moved away from the wide areas to get close to Griezmann. Keep an eye if you see that goal on the movement of Costa, who takes away a centre-back, and fantastic goal from Griezmann for the second one. And then, to finish it off, to round it off, the goal from Gavi. It was interesting because there were moments in that game in which Olympique de Marseille could have taken advantage of their superiority, of the domination in the first 20 minutes and right at the end. And in fact, there was a conversation that took place as the players were coming off the pitch for half-time, in which Costa was telling Gavi, was it Gavi or Godin? I think it was Godin, and he was telling him, I'm not touching the ball, I'm not touching the ball. Costa has to sacrifice a little bit for the team. That's what he did in the first half. He got more involved in the second half, stretching the rivals. He's been contagious to Atletico Madrid. It's made this Atletico Madrid better. And of course, as shown in the second goal, it helped Griezmann to beat his own goal-scoring record this season. He's never scored so much. He's been involved in 42 games this season. So it was a fitting tribute to a season to score twice, about 50 miles away from Macron, where he was born, and at Lyon, a team that he admires. And of course in front of his own fans. Interestingly enough, Atletico Madrid, they're so used to glory these days, they didn't sell all the allocation for the final. They probably think that this is not big enough for them. But anyway, this is a victory that will take them to the Champions League, which is the level that they deserve. They were going to be in the Champions League anyway because of they're going to be runners-up in La Liga. So all in all, is a great ending of the season for Atletico Madrid, for Simeone, who of course could not sit on the bench as he has a 4-match ban, for Monoburgos, for the team in general, who was the best team of the Europa League. And I think, we all think, is the last game of Griezmann with Atletico Madrid. We all think that, certainly Barcelona think that they've done everything they have to do to get Griezmann. They're even thinking of adding 10-15 million more to the 100 million of his buyout clause to to make Atletico Madrid a bit happier. But you've seen the importance of Griezmann in this team, what Simeone has done with him. I remember in the first few months where he was struggling. He couldn't follow the pace of training, of the games, and he didn't have that thing in his mind of almost enjoying defending, which he does now. He works very hard without the ball. With the ball, he's got so much quality, of course, and he could be one of the stars of the World Cup. So, deserved victory to Atletico Madrid, perhaps the last game of Griezmann for Atletico Madrid. And I'm in Marbella because I'm meeting Jurgen Klopp tomorrow. This is a conversation we had pending from a few months back, where you must have seen that I chatted to Henderson and Lallana about football, about what it was like to grow up in different parts of the country, one in the north, Henderson, and one in the south, in Lallana, and a few other things. But that was an improvised conversation because I was going to meet Jurgen Klopp, but I was told in the morning getting to Liverpool that he could not attend that conversation, that interview that I was going to do, that he had to go to hospital. I had to keep that quiet, of course, and then Henderson and Lallana were like, yeah, why not? Let's have a chat, and it ended up being a good conversation. If you got the opportunity, it's in the videos of the YouTube channel, and you may enjoy it. But anyway, we've been trying to chat since then, and we find the opportunity here. I'm in Marbella to talk to Jurgen Klopp tomorrow about everything to do with the Champions League final, about his mentality, his methods, how he manages to get the best out of players. I cannot wait. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's been an amazing week, actually, if you don't mind me name dropping. I was with Rafa Benitez on Friday, and that interview will be in TalkSport and also on the YouTube channel next Friday. A week on Friday, just before the Champions League final. Then on Monday I was with Marcos Alonso, and that chat will be in my paper, in AS, but also in the YouTube channel on this Friday. It should be tomorrow, just before the FA Cup final. And then I had a fascinating conversation with Callum Hudson-Odoi, World Cup winner with England, 17-year-old, going into 30. Fantastic guy, and that's a chat that I did for Icons, the memorabilia company, and I will go into my YouTube channel at some point. And traveled to Marbella, of course. Actually had a conversation, an interview I was going to do on Tuesday, but got cancelled, so I'll leave that one for another time, perhaps when the season starts. It has to do with Manchester City. So that's it. Jurgen Klopp tomorrow. And then all of that will be in the YouTube channel. So subscribe, tell your friends, do watch the next video if you can, and like it, comment, and we'll be in touch. See you later.